Hello everybody and welcome back to the 539 Command Center. Today we are going to be answering, or actually I am going to be answering a question that is very often asked on the channel, and probably one of the most numerous questions I've received on the channel, and that is, what does 539 production stand for? What does the name mean? What is the history behind that? So today we're going to go into that a little bit. First of all, I'd like to thank all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for your support, and we really hope that you enjoy all the new content that's about to come out on the channel. We have a lot of great explorations coming out here in the next few weeks, and we're heading back out on the road as I speak right now. Well, by the time this video is up, we will probably have already been out on the road and back, and we're going out to hit a few more military locations, as well as an abandoned mansion, and maybe a few other odd places that we find along the way. Who knows what's going to happen. So without further ado, 539 Productions. So this is an interesting one. It has to do a little bit with my history in general. And I'm not going to go into the full history, but I will explain in full what the name means, and then I'm going to do a full history of how I got into this, how I got into photography, and all of that in a later video as well. So that'll be went into in a lot more detail later on, hopefully maybe in the next few weeks, at least in the next few months, to really introduce you guys to who we are and where we come from and why we're doing what we're doing today. So 539, it's a little bit of a math lesson, so buckle in if you're not a fan of math. It's really fairly simple, and you'll understand it by the time I'm done, and it's not something that is going to be incredibly complicated, but it is a little bit of a string, little bit of a connect the dots, so hang with me here and we'll get it done. So anyway, I guess the first thing that we have to think about when we're thinking about the name 539 is something called a base. So a base, if you think to yourself about when we count numbers, if every number had a unique symbol to represent it, we would never be able to count, because there would be so many different symbols to memorize that it would be impossible to do actual math, because how do you memorize, you know, 3,000, a million, a billion plus unique symbols? So what we do is we break it down into things called bases, and it represents how we count numbers, and that's probably a pretty simplistic way of looking at it if you're a mathematician, but it's probably a simple way to look at it if you're just an average person. So if you think to yourself, when we count numbers, you learned this probably in preschool or even before, we have 0 through 9 are all unique characters, and then after that they begin to repeat, and this is called base 10. This is what we all learn to count in as we go into school. So we also know of base 2, which is a binary, which repeats after the character 1. There is only 0 or only 1. And the combination of those two characters, and that is base 2. And then there's also another computer base that is used very often called hexadecimal, which is base 16, which has 16 characters to represent the first 16 numbers, which is 0 through 9, and then the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. Our first step is to realize that 539 is not the typical 539 that you would think of. It does not represent the number 539 in the way that we all think of 539, but rather it is a hexadecimal number that means something completely different. So if we take 539 and convert it back to what we normally count in, which is base 10, so stick with me here, we get the number 1,337. Now, normally we think this is just a higher number, but in this case, 1337 actually stands for something, and if there's any computer people in our audience today, maybe you already know about what I'm going to say. 1337 is something very special that was used believe mainly during the 90s and early 2000s. It was something called leet speak. It is a computer terminology that many computer people and hackers out there and programmers and developers have loved at one point, and then probably grown to hate at one point. But 1337 stands for LEET, L-E-E-T. It is a sort of a system of code to speak in older chat rooms to sort of mask what you were saying if you were a computer guy or just into the movie Hackers. Maybe you're well aware of what this is. So anyway, LEET. What does LEET mean? LEET stands for elite, so in a sense 539 Productions actually stands for Elite Productions, and this isn't supposed to be an egotistical version of that. It's just supposed to mean elite in the sense that we're always going to try to provide you with the best content possible. We're always going to try to be the best that we can be, and when we look out there and we see our own content as well as other people's contents, we want to learn from our own mistakes and other people's mistakes, and always bring you the next level of video on our next episode to get a little bit better each and every time that we post a new video, and to bring you something new and something different every single time, to be the best ourselves, the best selves, the best person, the best content providers that we can possibly be, and the best YouTubers that we can possibly be. So in a nutshell, that is what 539 Productions means. It means Elite Productions. It means that we are going to try and be the most elite versions of ourselves, the most elite YouTubers we can possibly be, to bring you the most entertaining, the most adventurous, the best places that we can possibly bring you, and to always try and get better. So with that, we'd like to wish you a great rest of your day, and stay tuned next time for our next urban exploration. We're going to be heading out on the road. As I've said, if you're watching this, we're probably already back, and as I'm filming this, I'm heading out in the morning very early to hit up some military locations, abandoned mansion, and maybe some other bonus locations as well. So thank you all for your continued support. Thank you for the comments. Let us know in the comments below any suggestions you have as far as locations. We know a lot of you, or a few of you at least, have been talking about the abandoned mines, and I know it seems like that's probably the one location that we keep forgetting, but we are not forgetting it. We do intend to get mines. We do love those underground locations. We obviously love the subterranean locations with the tunnels that we filmed, and I have a background actually in caving. I've done some professional caves in the past, and so we really would love to get into the mines. The only problem is that the area that we currently are located in is not a good area for mines. There are no mines in this area. We are a limestone rich area, but in terms of any specific type of underground mining operations, there are almost zero within several hundred miles radius to almost 1,000-mile radius, so we have to travel quite a ways, and we do intend to do that, and that will be coming soon, and we actually do have a few places in mind. So we're planning here hopefully in the next few months to head down to southern Indiana, which actually has a lot of mining locations, and then to some hopefully Kentucky locations, which has obviously a lot of mining locations, including coal mining. Anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too long, and definitely want you guys to check out some more content on this channel. If you haven't checked out some of our older explorations, make sure you go back and check out some of those, because we have some really amazing explorations that still haven't gotten a lot of views yet, and I really think that you all would enjoy it. So make sure you check out some of the older videos, like the abandoned tuberculosis clinic or abandoned ammunition facility episodes. There are some really great, interesting episodes to watch with some amazing history involved in them, and look forward to our new explorations starting next weekend. So without any other content or news to bring to you right now, I'd like to wish you all a great rest of your evening, and as always, Have a good one.